I came home from school. Daisy Bates and Frank Smith were talking with my grandmother.
So they had come to the house.
They had come to our house. And when I got home from school, my grandmother told me why they were there and asked them to explain why they were there and asked if I wanted to attend. Would I be willing to go and to seek enrollment in Central High? Well, the first thing I did was to call my friend across the street and ask her if she was going.
Safety in numbers, absolutely.
Right. So, and we talked about it, and I think I can't remember if she and her mother came over, or we just agreed that we would go with Daisy Bates. That was the first time, and we didn't know if we were really going to enroll. Or we didn't know everything around the decision to take students on that day.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they explained it to us, but I can't remember just how it was explained. But I do remember that we had agreed to go, and my next door neighbor had agreed to go, and they came and got us that morning, and we walked up to Central High School. The morning of the 26th, she came to our neighborhood, and we just somewhat gathered together and walked up Rice Street. We went in the side door. I can remember very clearly going into the side door that was closest to Rice Street, going and walking down the hall. And the students just turned around and looked. No one said anything. We didn't say anything, but we went to the office and made this right turn into the office. I can see us going in. And Mrs. Bates went to the counter, and one of the clerical staff came to the counter and asked, "May I help you?" She says, "Yes, I'm here to enroll these students to begin the second semester here at Central High School." And she says, "Well, I can't do that." And she went in and got the principal. The principal came out, and Mrs. Bates said, "I'm here to enroll these students." And he also said, "I can't do that." And her next comment was, where should I have them wait? Should they go to study hall or to the library to wait until we can figure this out? And it was almost if we're going to enroll them, but you need to check with someone else, so we'll just wait for that to happen. And he said only the superintendent can okay our enrollment. And she said, "Well, they'll just wait. We'll just wait, in the study hall or the library." And he said, "No, you can't wait here." And she said, "Well, I guess we'll go see the superintendent."
So how many of you were there?
There were 7 of us. Now, there were other students that went to other schools. I think that day was 23 students that went to schools throughout the city. But the only 7 of us went. We left Central High, and I don't know how cars got there, but there were cars there to take us to the state press office, and we waited in the state press office until the superintendent's office opened, because they said he would be there 8:30 or something, and then they took us to his office. And when we got there, that's when the reporters and everybody else was there.
So somebody had tipped
yes.
off the
yes.
reporters.
Oh, yes.
Most likely Mrs. Bates.
Probably. Probably.
Yeah, she knew her way around the media fairly well.
And then we they took us into his office, and the picture of him talking to us was from within his office itself. And his description was that he could not enroll us now. There was a plan. These are things that I remember. I didn't know all the details until I started reading things later on. But the plan would be that they would open it after Horace Mann building was ready, and they would be in the, year of 50. I've forgotten which. I think he gave a year. He said, but they did have a plan. And Mrs. Bates said something about the plan not being adequate or not. It's not taking place soon enough, or something like that. But he was describing that to us. And then we left, and they took us back to Dunbar.